SpongeBob theory, the Pearl theory. A SpongeBob conspiracy. Pearl's mother, where is she?
Oh, Alex Bell did this one.
Yeah.
When you think about most of the main characters in Bikini Bottom, they have parents that seem to look somewhat similar. Like SpongeBob has sponge parents, Patrick has starfish parents, Squidward has a squid mom, and Mr. Krabs has a crab mom. But there is only one character that seems to be different. Pearl, a sperm whale who is supposedly the daughter of a crab, which makes no sense since they're completely different animals. I believe that Pearl has whale parents that are never talked about in the TV show, and Mr. Krabs might be keeping secrets to himself that could cause him to spend his entire life in prison. A crime that's so obvious that probably flew past your face.
Wasn't Alex's theory that that Mr. Krabs,
her mom,
and using the meat for the Krabby Patties?
A crime that involves murder. A crime that resulted in Pearl's isolation. Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother. You might be thinking I'm losing my mind this time, but let me explain. A lot of you know that Mr. Krabs is a king of cheapskates and would do anything for money. Most of his revenue comes from the Krusty Krab, making him one of the wealthiest people to live in Bikini Bottom. But why? What's so special about the Krabby Patty that drives Bikini Bottom mad? And more importantly, why did Plankton devote his life just to get his hands on the Krabby Patty? It's gotta be good, right? Maybe because the Krabby Patty meat isn't made of crab. But where does Mr. Krabs get this strange meat from? It seems like he has an abundance of this meat stockpiled somewhere. Yes, it all makes sense now. The formula contains whale. This may seem far-fetched, but it's about to make sense. Season 3, Episode 1 is the episode where SpongeBob finally convinced Squidward of eating a Krabby Patty. But what we saw at the end of the episode was just unbelievable. A massive patty vault containing thousands, even millions of Krabby Patties ready-made.
There it is.
That didn't make sense. They were already in there, yet SpongeBob was cooking them. That's crazy.
Holy shrimp!
It kind of seems odd that Mr. Krabs or SpongeBob would make this many Krabby Patties in their free time, considering how busy the Krusty Krab can get. Maybe Mr. Krabs started his Krabby Patty business just to hide Pearl's dead mom's carcass, and in the process realized how profitable the Krabby Patty became and decided to go with the flow. But we do know that there's an end to everything. Nothing is forever. There will be a day when Mr. Krabs will run out of Pearl's dead mom's carcass, and guess who his next target would be? Pearl. There's no doubt that Mr. Krabs loves his daughter to the core and is ready to spend his earnings to satisfy Pearl. In one episode, he bought her birthday presents worth millions. In another episode, he let Pearl mess up the Krusty Krab. Why do you think he allows this to happen when he can't even spare to lose the littlest things in life? I believe this love is conditional, and he wants her to remain healthy so that she grows larger to a point where he can murder his daughter to satisfy his money hunger.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, one of them growth spouts. That's all. It means you're healthy.
There's always one phrase you should stand by, which is to never trust a crab, because in one way or another, they will ruin you. If you still don't believe that Mr. Krabs is responsible for Pearl's mom's death, then listen to this. It's clear to us that Plankton is a genius who is capable of wiping the entire population in just a snap. Thanos, watch out for Plankton. He is an evil genius that programmed many things from his robots to his computer wife. In many episodes, he claims that he went to college.
I went to college! I went to college!
Well, too bad.
My very elaborate and college-educated plan.
But why would he tell that to Mr. Krabs? Is it him telling Mr. Krabs that he isn't stupid? Isn't stupid enough to one day find a way to get the Krabby Patty secret formula and expose Mr.
Did you get lost just now? Because I got lost just now.
Tiny bit.
Krabs? You're not saying. Yes, I'm saying. Plankton might know Mr. Krabs' dirty secret of killing Pearl's mother and using it for Krabby Patty meat, which could mean that Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother and is using her meat as an ingredient for the Krabby Patty. There's a phrase that Mr. Krabs uses in place of holy or crap, which is mother of pearl.
Mother of pearl!
He so do be saying that.
I think that the murder Mr. Krabs done has led to an unbalanced mental shift to guilt, which he can't get over, which is why he says the phrase mother of pearl. It's probably something so tragic that he can't get over. If you're still not buying it, take a look at this. In Mr. Krabs' house, along with all his Navy stuff, you constantly see pictures of whales displayed all over his walls. But when you look very carefully, you can see a whale beating a ship with its tail. And it seems awfully large to even be Pearl. I believe this is Pearl's mother. Pearl's mother probably got killed by a hunter. And who loves fishing more than anyone? Mr. Krabs.
He was in the
Mr. Krabs had a
Navy.
reputation of being part of the Navy and loving clam fishing. He's considered the toughest among all his friends. In the episode Sleepy Time, SpongeBob traveled into Mr. Krabs' dream where he was clam fishing, and he said something that may prove the whole theory.
I'm talking about cold hard flipping cash. It's the mighty Moby Dollar!
Moby Dollar,
Moby
a direct
Dollar,
reference to
Moby
Moby Dick, a
Dick.
story about a captain's
Okay.
obsession of hunting an
It's a
enormous
sperm
whale
whale.
out of revenge. I have a quick question for all of you. What is this thing hung up beside Mr. Krabs' front door? It looks
is
like
that?
a whistle, nothing special. But then why would Mr. Krabs even own a whistle? Holy This looks like a whistle used to call aquatic animals, more specifically for whale calling. I believe Mr. Krabs used the same exact whistle to find Pearl's mother and kill her, then he hung it beside
The
his door for a
details in
permanent
SpongeBob
reminder
is
of that.
crazy.
Let's find out. Let's see if there is even such thing as a whale whistle.
5 minutes later.
There's a whale whistle.
No.
Oh.
It don't look like that.
Oh, it don't look like that,
Day.
though.
In the episode Sailor Mouths, SpongeBob and Patrick were learning weird noises of aquatic animals which Mr. Krabs despised and immediately stopped them. This is what I think happened. After Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother, he fell into a deep depression as stated in the Krusty Krab training video.
After the war, Krabs stayed secluded in a deep depression that seemed endless.
Mr. Krabs was traumatized so much of his dark deed that any whale sound would freak him out and remind him of the day he murdered Pearl's mother. It might be possible that Pearl's mother done something to Mr. Krabs that caused him to seek revenge, but what I find interesting is that the episode Clams was a direct reference to Jaws. But you might be asking me, how does any of this even relate to the movie and book references? Well, the references might give the audience an idea that there is a deep reason of portraying it. Both of these references related to hunting fish, which does not seem like a coincidence. Nickelodeon is secretly embedding the proofs and hoping it's not obvious. In the Jaws reference,
What if Mr. Krabs accidentally laid too much pipe and took her out?
Nah, I think
He wasn't scared of her. He wasn't hunting her.
I think
He
he-
was loving her.
Well, we didn't see Mr. Krabs naked.
True. It's all, it's an
Krabs was
emotion in the
freaking out
ocean.
over his first dollar being stolen by Old Blue Lips, and even attempted to kill SpongeBob and Squidward over the sadness of being separated by his source of happiness. Maybe the whale in the picture ate his first penny, nickel, or dime, which led to the murder of Pearl's mom. If you take a look in his living room, all you see is hooks, tridents, coins, anchors, and
It is
shells,
fact.
which all look like they have a connection to her death and support the fact that Mr. Krabs is a hardcore sailor. And what do sailors eat when they don't have access to food on sea? Fish. More specifically, whales. Heck yeah, this is just the beginning.
I want to see the mother lovers in real life that's out here catching whales. Because if you can, if you can catch a whale,
you can dodge rich.
you low-key, I'm not saying it's right, but you would catch that bug, you deserve that bug.
Nah.
Because that's crazy.
Nah.
A shark is one thing, but a whale?
Nah,
Huh?
nah, you getting canceled.
I'm not saying they should
too
be.
late.
I'm just
It's
saying
too late.
that's crazy.
That's
To catch a blue whale, what is a blue whale? That's what they call
Or humpback.
humpback. A blue, the big ones,
I think that's
the ones that wash up.
I think that's the humpback.
Humpback whale. What?
Yeah, I think it's called the humpback whale. Humpback.
After talking about Pearl's mother, many of you are probably thinking about who Pearl's dad is, and I'm gonna tell you for a fact that there is no way in hell that Mr. Krabs is Pearl's biological dad. Steven Hillenburg was questioned on why Mr. Krabs' daughter is a whale, and he responded
ain't his
saying
daughter,
that he wanted every main character to be a different animal, but according to biological evidence, it just doesn't work. Maybe in Steven Hillenburg's perspective, Pearl is Mr. Krabs' real daughter, but in the cartoon and audience perspective, it just doesn't work.
It don't.
So if we know Mr. Krabs
No
is
cap.
a fake dad, then who is her real dad? We have seen many whales in the TV show, but none of these whales even come close to Pearl's resemblance. I guess not every theory can be solved in SpongeBob SquarePants. Well,
wait.
take care, guys. I'm gonna go
Wait,
take a
there's
nap.
more.
Behold! Whale cellmate. This guy seems like the best candidate for Pearl's dad. He looks almost exactly like Pearl. He's a sperm whale, and surprisingly, after Pearl, he's the second sperm whale to ever debut in SpongeBob SquarePants. In the episode Jailbreak, Plankton and his cellmates were planning to break out of prison to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula from Mr. Krabs. Among all the cellmates there, one of them in particular looked very unordinary. Whale cellmate, aka Pearl's father. And if you don't believe me, I have one more piece of evidence that might even be the smoking gun to this theory. In Pearl's bedroom, there's a mysterious painting of a sperm whale surfing above her bed. And this whale looks very similar to the whale cellmate from Jailbreak. I think this is Pearl's biological father, because there's no way Pearl would have a random whale's picture above her bed. It seems like she probably has an idea that this could be her father. So now we know this is Pearl's father. Let's try to...
I say it's her crush. What if it was her crush and she had a crush on another whale?
No, that's a grown man in prison. I don't...
No, I'm saying on the wall.
That could be.
Yeah, it's surfing.
Find a connection.
She like
in the
cool
episode
people,
Jailbreak, Whale Cellmate was helping Plankton break out of prison to steal the formula. Now, why on earth would he help Plankton with his heist? Maybe because he knows where his daughter is and who possesses her. Mr. Krabs.
Why is
I
he in
believe
jail,
this
though?
whale's helping Plankton steal the formula so he can get back Pearl. They might be holding an agreement to both benefit. But why is Whale Cellmate still in jail? I have an explanation to that. After Mr. Krabs killed Pearl's mother and took his daughter, Whale Cellmate was probably trying to get Mr. Krabs arrested, and the only way for Mr. Krabs to save himself would be to frame her father so that he never gets to meet his daughter. Pearl might be knowing that she has a biological father but cannot find him. Mr. Krabs is isolating Pearl from her biological father, all for just vengeance.
The sugar daddy.
Oh, is she saying that? Nah, that's absurd. What? Saying that Mr. Krabs is her sugar daddy?
That's most believable.
Pearl is your average teenage high school girl that lives with her father in an anchor-shaped house. She's popular in the show for being a spoiled brat who demands everything from designer shoes to expensive birthday parties. Mr. Krabs seems to satisfy most of his daughter's needs for some weird reason.
Don't forget my new flipper slippers, Daddy.
Darling, I won't.
Pearl also seems to reciprocate, which lights a spark in my head. Would it be possible that Eugene H. Krabs is Pearl's sugar daddy? I mean, there's a ton of evidence supporting this fact. And if you don't know what a sugar daddy is,
but have we ever seen her in school?
Yes.
Yeah, we have. She had her friends and stuff.
Basically an older male that spoils a younger female to stay in a relationship. It may sound horrible, but the evidence does not lie. So we know that biologically, Pearl and...
Aaron is my sugar daddy.
Shut up. No, I'm not. You freaking weirdo.
Yes, you are. You got
Mr.
the house
Krabs.
for us? You bought me my trunk?
Oh, you're so weird.
You bought me this Apple Watch.
No, all right, I'm gonna tell you. Like, get away from me!
I'm just saying, bro.
they're not related.
Why do you keep trying to put me in a relationship with you,
Daddy?
Since a whale and a crab would not be able to reproduce. You might be thinking that this is just a cartoon and it's not supposed to make sense. Okay, sure, you got me there, but unlike SpongeBob SquarePants, other movies and TV shows actually make this work out. In Shrek, Donkey marries the dragon and even has 6 kids with her, and all of them seem to look like both Donkey and the dragon. In the episode Lame and Fortune, Mr. Krabs opened a fortune cookie where it said he would die. Krabs quickly imagined his funeral, and there was Pearl, not concerned about her father, but just the cash.
But I really can't wait to spend all your hard-earned money on shoes.
It's clear to me that Pearl is nothing but a gold digger, and even though Mr. Krabs isn't Pearl's real dad, why would she call him Daddy? It's obvious. This is an indirect reference to Sugar Daddy. What makes it worse is that Pearl mostly, if not always, calls Mr. Krabs Daddy when she just wants money.
Could I please have an advance on my allowance?
Daddy!
Oh, Daddy, you'll see me after work.
In a real-life scenario, it's completely normal for gold diggers to act like this around their significant other. There is also a SpongeBob...
We need to go observe a gold digger, a sugar daddy baby relationship. We need to observe and see what's going on around here. You know what I'm saying?
Official comic revealing that Mr. Krabs is romantically attracted to Pearl. In this picture, you can see Mrs. Puff shaped as Pearl. If you didn't know, Mr. Krabs is attracted to Mrs. Puff as shown in the episode Krusty Love, where he goes on a date with her.
Do you want to take me on a date?
What do you say?
I say you have a way with words, Mr. Krabs.
He really didn't want to.
Nickelodeon thought they could finesse the whole SpongeBob fan base, but I think it's time to tell you the true meaning of this picture. Since Mr. Krabs loves Mrs. Puff, it would only make sense if Pearl and Mrs. Puff would be fused together in this image to portray that Mr. Krabs is in love with two different women. If this isn't enough to convince you, then I have a final piece of evidence.
Wait.
That's from a comic. It was a comic mashup.
But it's not a canon comic mashup.
Oh, it's just a random comic mashup.
Yeah.
Krabs is in love with two different women. If this isn't enough to convince you, then I have a final piece of evidence that you can't argue.
Not convinced.
In the episode Plankton's Intern, Pearl was hired by Plankton to rob the Krusty Krab, and what she wore during the robbery was just ridiculous. A brown sweater. This style looks very familiar. Is this one of Squidward's sweaters? Why does Pearl have his sweater? She could have worn all black like an actual criminal, but it seems like this is the closest thing she found. This does not make sense.
What?
Unless Squidward is Pearl's sugar daddy and Pearl has been seeing multiple men other than Eugene. In conclusion, yes, Mr. Krabs is Pearl's dad.
Come on, man.
Thank you for subscribing to Internet City.
And you better be following us on Twitch, or I'm gonna eat some.